first round of food taken care of. The Fortiflora goes in Yiska's dish. Hers is the one with the blue bottom. And the reason we're adding this to Yiska's is because she needs to gain some weight. We pulled her from Calcasieu Parish, and she was the one that had her ears cut off as a puppy with scissors, and she was missing most of her hair and severely malnourished. So we add that to her food. And then, and this is one thing I think, you know, I know that great chefs actually get their kitchen ready before they cook something. If you have a lot of dogs to take care of, I feel like that's an important thing too. You should have your entire like area ready. Look, Go-Go is helping the animals, isn't he? Oh, she is too. Yes, he does. Give me a kiss. Can you go sit on the couch while Mommy finishes dinner?
Like that.
I bet boots likes goats. Or llamas. That might be a llama. Alright, give me another kiss. Go sit on the couch. Bears. That's right. Give me a kiss. Okay, not. Okay, I love you. Okay. So there are a few things I add to Yiska's food. Fortiflora. The puppy food. I like to put some hot water in it to mix it all up. And then, just for a little extra addition, I put some cottage cheese in there. Kira, the little black dog in Phoenix's room, also gets some cottage cheese in her food bowl, and I think the reason I do that is because I think she looks a little skinny. It's just me. So I put some cottage cheese in there. So that's probably my own issues. Probably has nothing to do with her. So anyway, I mix all this up really well. The next thing everybody gets is yogurt, as we talked about earlier. Everybody gets some yogurt on their food. That's Aunt Sophia, she talks. Alright. So we're out of the vanilla yogurt. So we're switching over to strawberry. I found that dogs love yogurt, really regardless of what flavor you get. Because I like to spoil the dogs, I always feel like, you know, I like strawberry and vanilla, plain yogurt kind of tastes bad. So they'll probably like vanilla and strawberry. Okay, so the other thing I like to add is when I feel like a dog needs to gain weight, I add some cheese to their food. This is mozzarella cheese. I don't think it matters what kind of cheese you add. Again, there's Kira getting some, not that she needs it. She's been eating like this for quite some time and still hasn't gained any weight. But whatever, so we add it. I do have a couple of dogs that have some allergies. People may be opposed to this. However, I feel like Benadryl, as the vets will tell you, Benadryl is kind of just, it's a cap on what's really causing the problem. But when you have this many dogs and you can't afford allergy testing, if Benadryl will help them from chewing, then we're gonna do Benadryl because that's the easiest way to handle it. Yiska gets Benadryl, Bubble Gum gets Benadryl. My little dog, Slade, he gets Benadryl. And Lila gets Benadryl because she actually has had these eye boogers going on lately, and that's from allergies. So the other thing that I add is Composure. Not to everybody's food. There's only a couple of dogs that get it. It is for, it's all natural. It's for dogs exhibiting nervousness and anxiety. Bubblegum, since we got her, when we got Bubblegum, she looked like a mole rat. She had absolutely no hair. She had such severe demodex that she had no hair. She was skin and bones. And since then, well, Bubblegum has been special. So, we add a composure for Bubblegum once a day. The other medicine I have out here right now is a flagyl for Yiska, because her bowels haven't been doing that well lately. And she's on doxycycline because we are preparing her for heartworm treatment. So I like to shove those in a cheap hot dog. Obviously not great holistically, but the dogs love them, and if it makes them eat a pill easier, we're gonna go for that. Plus it's inexpensive. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some veggies to the food. The knife is in the sink. It doesn't mean it's dirty. It means that my little girl has learned how to have access to the countertops, and you know, it's safer in the sink. Okay, so we're gonna do carrots, and I don't know if you can look, but I like to chop them up really fine. Not all of the dogs like carrots. I guess in fact, it probably takes a special dog to actually even enjoy them. And what I do with the veggies is I sprinkle it all over their food. It kind of, if you put it all in one location, they sometimes have a tendency to avoid it and only eat, you know, they'll avoid the big lump of things and leave the veggies. Okay, so here's the cucumbers. Like I said, these are actually very good for dogs that have stomach issues, and actually so is aloe vera juice, which you can get at any vitamin store. Not all dogs like veggies, so if you are thinking of feeding your dog veggies, I would recommend just buying a few and sampling them. And because you don't want to buy a whole lot of veggies, think you're going to go all out, and then your dog hate them. Because we do have some that don't necessarily like veggies. Okay, so the next thing is squash. Yiska, because she's still healing with her stomach and stuff, I don't put all the veggies on her food. We do cucumbers, carrots, and then I'm going to put some orange bell pepper on her food because that actually has a lot of really good healing properties. But the dogs that are already pretty healthy, and I know that they like veggies, they definitely get squash. You'll notice that I'm not putting any veggies on these particular bowls, and the reason for that is because this is Blue Buffalo. This is already a very high quality food. I'm not saying that this isn't, but well, maybe I feel like the personal dogs that eat the Blue Buffalo don't need the extra veggies. I don't know. I feel like maybe with the Blue Buffalo they're probably doing okay. So, and plus they get a lot of extra personal me time. So maybe I'm like a dad who doesn't spend enough time with their kids. I feel like I'm gonna make up for the lack of time with the rescues by feeding them vegetables. That may be crazy, but whatever. So, okay, so continuing on with the squash. That's Neva's bowl right there. Alright, so this is, like I said, this is the orange bell pepper. Like I said, you don't want to feed green bell pepper because it's not considered ripe. But now red and orange actually have a lot of really good healing qualities. So if you have a dog that's sick, it's a really good thing to use on them. And of course you have to test out your dog to see what they like. They may not like, you know, bell peppers. they may love them, kind of like people. You know, a lot of people think, well, they're just a dog, but in reality, dogs have their own amazing personalities that you have to learn how to work with. And you can't force your likes upon them. Just because you like zucchini does not mean that your dogs will like it. Or just because, I guess it's like kids too, just because I like zucchini does not mean that my 3.5-year-old is going to like zucchini. So, she actually does though. Does that make me a great parent? I don't know. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so coming up on the last bowl. Now we're going to take a break while I feed the dogs, because to try to follow me around to do this would be way too much for Jenny, who I didn't introduce you to Jenny, but she's one of our amazing foster moms. She has Bella, I'm sure you've seen the video, and she's also adopted 2 amazing dogs from us. So Jenny's doing this, and I don't want her to have to run around behind me to as we feed the dogs, but this is what I do. So I feed all the dogs that we have right now, I feed all of them, and then while I'm getting the other dishes ready, which will come in and video that, then I let the dogs that I've already fed out, and while I am letting them TT, I spray all their blankets down with lavender and clove oil, and I put a rawhide in their kennel. So we'll probably film doing that with one, but to try to do them all, it's gonna be way too much. So anyway, we'll be right back.